Real quick moment of transparency and also a mental note. One, clean up your room, dude. It's a mess in here. Second, oh, it's not. Don't be afraid. Three, keep space on your phone. This is my third time recording this. Well, the second time was I'm not gonna talk about it, but yeah. So once again, back like I never left. Instead of starting with random speech, I'm gonna start with the reading. And today, what I wrote was maybe there was more to it. Okay, so maybe there was more to it. As I've said, I'm back in a city that I left 3 years ago, and that comes with, you know, seeing some familiar faces. And so far, every face that I've seen of a previous friend or acquaintance, I've gotten a positive reaction. You know, it's like people actually want to see me and want to see that I'm doing well. I didn't mean to do that. Focus. But yeah, so that means that whatever interaction we had was enough to make them associate me with positive emotion. Ooh, see how I almost got stuck with an got up out of that one. Up out of. I just had to ruin it. Anywho, yeah. So that's really powerful when we think about the impressions that we leave on other people. It's out of our control how we'll be received, but it's not out of our control how we project. So we are in a time that's not as judgmental. In a sense, we are, but judgment is absolutely necessary. I fully believe in judgment. You should always judge people simply because you need to be able to adjust your approach to your audience. That's a classic thing in art or writing. If you have a specific audience, it's powerful if you know how to reach them correctly. Or, I shouldn't say correctly, I should say efficiently, right? So, yes, we judge people, and that's great because we need to determine how we're going to interact with these people. But the judgments that people make of you these days, for the most part, only come from the information that you present to them. If you carry yourself a certain way, if you dress a certain way, if your speech is in a different octave than, I guess, the average person, if you color your hair weird, like, and yeah, there's some weird hairstyles. Don't get me started on that. I've wanted one for a long time, but yeah. So those things all have an effect on people's perception. It starts with your projection, and ends with their perception, and that perception can stay with them. Actually, it will stay with them for the rest of their life. Even if you change in their eyes, they will always refer to you as the person who used to be. It's like the coming of age story or success story. They always tell you about where they were. And the people that talk about them, this is getting a little confusing, but keep up, please. When they mention the success story, they talk about where they came from. Because that's the perception that that person carries with them from who they were before. That was a lot. Rewind it. I don't know, man. I'm not doing that again because I don't even know what I just said. But it made sense when I said it. So, yeah, it's all on you to control your image. And once you do that, it's power. You control the narrative of your own life in the eyes of other people, as well as in the eyes of yourself. If you project yourself a certain way, eventually it'll become second nature to be that way. That's like the old saying, if you keep making that face, it's going to get stuck like that. It's true. Like, I always thought it was just a weird thing old people said to me, but I really understand that now. But the powerful part about all this is, what about those interactions that you only have a brief few seconds, or maybe even just a few days, a few conversations with someone? I know I'm usually, I tend to hold back a lot in new interactions. And I know part of that comes from my issues with trust, but also because I don't want to overbear the person with my personality. I have a very strong personality, and I know that. And I'm trying to baby step people into that. I understand it can be a little domineering, maybe intimidating or annoying even to some. So I try to, play it cool and just let that person develop more of an idea of who I am over time. That's the part that I can actively control as well. I can control their initial image of me, and I can control their gradual image of me in their mind. The only part that's not up to control is whether they decide to accept what you project or not. Accept with you. Whew, that's rough. Accept what you project or not. If I was actually like doing this for YouTube, I'd have to edit all that out. I'm glad I can just go. The editing is in the next one, right? I'm working on the future from the past. I'm Marty McFly, and I'm also getting very, very distracted. So, that was gross. It's just getting worse, man. Just like that moment. If someone who doesn't, come on, work out of it. If someone who doesn't know me sees this, they're gunning they're gunning. Look me in my eyes. Where's my mirror? See, that's where I messed up. The mirror's off to the side. It's supposed to be right in front of me. If someone who does not know me saw this video right now, their image of me would probably be accurate to a degree, but also very, very polar. In a sense that I can be extremely quiet. It may not look like it from that whole thing. Sometimes I'm a goofball, but I'm very serious a lot of the time. So yeah, just recognizing your power in creating your own image and understanding that on terms of myself, even when I have an image in my head, that person still has the ability to alter my perception through their own actions. Because, I don't want to be closed-minded. So, yeah. I guess I'll go ahead and read it again. I'm going to read it right side up. Maybe there was more to it. Impression.